Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to My Curvy Life. Here, where you can feel love, get inspired, and hear good, wholesome information that's going to help you along the way. I bring you greetings from Curve. Curving is something beautiful with self care, self confidence, and motivation. Hopefully, everyone is enjoying their day today and the new year. We are 10 days in, y'all, about 10 days in now to our new year. I'm thankful that I was able to cross over and God blessed me to see 2024. Hopefully, you guys are all setting your new year's resolutions and setting some goals for this year. I do want to say my goal this year is success, and I am giving that as for myself and as well to all of you. If you have something going on, a business, you're a new entrepreneur, or you're starting a development or a program, I am wishing you 100% success from Curve. I want to also say my co-hosts, Miss Latanya and Lasagna Jones, are also in the chat. They will be loving on you and putting your questions, getting your questions to me so that we can forward them if we need to our special guests. I'm so excited about our guests. I am always excited about our guests. I appreciate you for saying yes, always. Thank you so much. As you can see, the name is floating at the bottom of the screen. He will be joining us in just a few minutes. I just wanted to make a few announcements concerning Curve. First of all, I want to thank you for your continuous support. Thank you for sharing with your family, with your friends, or anybody that you think may benefit from this show. This show is to give you information, also share some life's journeys, and inspire you and help you along the way. You never know what someone's testimony will do for you and help you along your way. So, thank you all for being a part of this entity. My website is up for my boutique. You can find it on my group page, and that is Curve You Beautiful. That is with the letter U, Curve You Beautiful. If you go on the group page, the link is there. Click there, and you can go surfing and looking for something curvy women only. I am sorry. I love everybody, but I am catering to my curvy ladies. So please stop by Curve You Beautiful and check out what is available. Mary Kay Cosmetics, you already know it's wintertime, y'all. Skin is going to dry out. You need that moisture. You need a healthy skin regimen. And I am your skin coach that can get you there where you need to be. So contact me, reach out. I'm going to be doing a lot more things concerning Mary Kay Cosmetics. If you are not a part of my actual Mary Kay page, please let me know. I can invite you and you can become a part of that page where I do facials. I talk about Mary Kay. I have people come on and we just do our thing so that you can see the benefits of Mary Kay Cosmetics. And this is for men as well. You're not excluded. You are included. We have a men's skincare system as well as products for men. Have a new body wash for men. So come and check it out. Let me know, and I'll be happy to share that with you. My Curvy Life, this show. I want to say I'm trying to get to 600 members, y'all. I'm almost there. I'm at like 577. So we got to reach this goal. I was supposed to reach this goal by January 1st. We 10 days in. I can still get it this month. Please, please continue to share with your friends and family and have them join this entity so that they can be a part of this community. I guarantee they will not regret it. There is going to be a special guest that's going to be coming on. He is OPPD's VP, CEO. He will be coming on next Tuesday. I'm very excited about that. I'm very thankful. He is a very busy man. He is running OPPD. So that's the Omaha Public Power District. But he took some time out to come. He's taking some time out to come and speak with us. So I'm excited. I just wanted to make that announcement. Next event for My Curvy Life, or Curve, my brand, is going to be a spaghetti feed, y'all, in April. I'm gonna come out with a blast in spring. We're gonna that's my birthday month, and I want to give back to the community. So there will be a spaghetti feed, y'all. I haven't gotten the date. You'll get more information on that, but I am going to need some volunteers for several different things, specifically making some spaghetti. So if you are a wonderful cook or you enjoy cooking, you want to be a part, I'm going to need servers, helpers. Let's bring this to the community. Let's take it to our community, you guys. It doesn't happen with just one person. It takes a village of support, okay, and helpers and us working together. If you are an entity, a business, and you want to collaborate in this, let's do it. Let's make this big. Let's make this Omaha wide, okay? And let's look out for our homeless. Also, senior citizens, I'm going to be doing a drive for them as well. I promote helping the senior citizens, remembering those that are in our senior living facilities. We want to do something for them. I'm going to be asking for sponsors and just give them something as well. I deliver to those entities. I pick and choose which one I'm going to do and deliver to. So yeah, let's look out for each other in that endeavor. So those are the announcements for today. Thank you for listening. I'm not going to keep my guest waiting too much longer. I do want to introduce him and read his bio. He is definitely a powerhouse in this community. He has a lot going on, and I want him to be able to share that with you all. He is an entrepreneur as well. We have Leo Lewis, a native of Omaha, Nebraska, has extensive experience in community engagement, organizing, and facilitation. Leo has facilitated numerous community forums with hundreds of attendees, primarily in North Omaha. He serves as an adjunct professor at UNMC and board president of Malcolm X Memorial Foundation. Leo's background is gang intervention, facilitation, community organizing, and urban farming has allowed him to develop a unique perspective and creative approaches to community engagement. So he definitely has a lot going on. I am excited to let him in. Give me just a moment. Well, hello. Can you hear me?
I can. Good evening.
I can't hear you.
Good evening.
There we go. Good evening and welcome to My Curvy Life. I bring you greetings from also my co-hosts, Miss Lasagna and Latanya Jones. They are in the comment section and they're going to be loving on our guests. Thank you so much for saying yes to me and coming on the show.
Oh, you're welcome.
So let's just jump right into it, Mr. Leo. Mr. Leo, do you want me to call you Leo or Mr. Lewis? Which one?
It doesn't matter.
It don't matter. Okay, good. I'm gonna stick with Leo. So you got so much going on. I mean, your bio just expresses so much, and I'm so excited to hear. So, but first, I want you to tell us a little bit more about you.
Yeah, like I said, I'm born in Omaha, born and raised in Omaha, Nebraska. I grew up in a single parent household, grew up in poverty, like a great percentage of African Americans here in Omaha. And so growing up that way, I experienced a lot of things that a lot of young black males go through, and also young black women who grow up in this community who don't see a lot of opportunities or didn't see a lot of opportunities. And I had some temptations, of course, to steer me in the wrong direction. Some of those things I did succumb to, some things I didn't. And ultimately, I decided that I wanted to make a difference, to make a change in the world. And so I dedicated myself, post getting married, dedicated myself to community organizing and finding solutions to common issues that I saw happening, especially to the Black community locally and abroad.
Wow, that's amazing. So tell me a little bit about, I know you have a lot of things that you got your hands in, but tell me a little bit about what you're working on right now. Or actually, let's start with some of these things that you've done in the past and that you've already got going. Can we talk about, I believe you're working with the youth, correct?
Yes, yeah. Well,
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
yeah, so I'll start by defining kind of the work that I spend a lot of time doing, which is community organizing. As a community,
Okay.
it's all about relationships and outcomes and ensuring that everybody has a role to play and that their role gets magnified, and that their skills and talents are best used to the creation of a solution to an issue or a problem that the community collectively agrees upon is a problem and wants to solve it. And so I do
Mm-hmm.
community organizing while going through my progression of experiences. And this started back in 2007 when my little brother was attempting to leave gang life, and I had already started going on my trajectory to correcting my life mistakes. And he, I, and another individual started a support group for individuals that wanted to leave gang life. That support group quickly turned into the first gang intervention program post the 2000 eras. Now, that intervention program has grown into some existing nonprofit organizations that do gang intervention to this day. We eventually left that program, and that's a whole nother story for another time. But I continue to do work by joining efforts for community gardening. So we'd have these support group meetings on Sundays. And we had individuals who'd come off the streets and try to figure out how to get wisdom, how to figure out how to do things in life. And
Mm-hmm.
we pull out our Qurans and our Bibles and other tools of wisdom, and we'd read those things to each other and have discussions around those books. In those discussions, we found out that a lot of young Black men and women were going through similar traumas and had very similar stories. And so, finding out those similar stories, we invited in resources that could help us solve the problem. And one of the groups we brought in had made their own food from their own farm. We realized that that's a great alternative to when you can't find a job, is to grow your own food. And so I would go to a community garden and learn how to garden. So I did. I volunteered at a local community garden, and I was able to recruit individuals from the neighborhood to come garden. And I found out that I had a knack for recruiting and gardening. And that organization sent me to Milwaukee to learn more about urban farming and urban gardening. Now, it originally sparked as an idea for how people who were in poverty could sustain themselves and create opportunities when they felt like there was no opportunity. And that turned into me doing urban farming, urban gardening for a few years. So the following year, I ended up with my own program called Grown in North Omaha, where we established over 10 community gardens throughout North Omaha. That year after that, I established the first garden on 48th and Sailor, which was called the 48th and Sailor Garden, but now today it's called the North Star Community Garden. And it was the first project of North Star, which is a boys program that is on approximately 56 in Ames, and it's at this point it's probably $20 million organization. Now I'm not with that organization anymore, but the organization did hire me for the initial recruitment and community organizing around their garden and their project for doing urban farming. They considered a number of different things, but they ultimately landed on building a facility for young boys. So from there, I built a relationship with the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, who was also one of my gardens of the 10 garden sites, and continued to volunteer with the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation. Volunteering there, our support group meetings went to the Malcolm X Center, and me and my constituents, we would have these meetings on Sunday afternoons, and those meetings grew and grew. And eventually I became a volunteer with the Malcolm X Foundation, and I've been there for now over 13 years. I've done every role you could do at the Malcolm X Foundation, including the role I'm in now, which is the board president of the organization.
Oh, well, congratulations on that. That's amazing. I love it. You know, with you starting these organizations, and you said they are still going today, is there availability if anyone was interested in wanting to support any of those? Could they do that? Could they still join in and support those organizations?
Yeah, these are organizations, the two organizations that I mentioned, North Star, the garden that I worked at with City Sprouts, the organization I'm with right now, which is Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, serving as the board president. The Malcolm X Foundation always needs volunteers, individuals to come in. Now, North Star, I don't run North Star, I didn't start North Star, but me and my constituents were some of the inspirations for an organization like North Star. And North Star still exists, it's heavily funded, so they don't need a lot of resources. They don't take a lot of volunteers. They have a pretty solid staff, but you can definitely send your young person up there, especially young boys, if they want to get after school help and things like that. Now, I don't work for North Star. I'm not a spokesperson for them. It's just an organization that was a part of my history and a part of my path, and I was able to do good with them. But I am.
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I am working on other initiatives, so I just wanted to let you know that.
Oh, okay. I wanted to kind of elaborate on, you said you're the president of the Malcolm X organization, correct? So if, people wanted to know more information about that, how would they reach you if they wanted to volunteer, if they wanted to learn more about, what the Malcolm X organization stood for, how would they reach you?
Oh yeah, they can go to the website, malcolmxfoundation.org. And on that website, you can also find our 800 number. If you Google us, you'll find the 800 number. You call that number, and it links directly to cell phones of different members of the organization. And you just press the button for our executive director, and she'll get you in touch with whatever volunteer opportunities there are.
Now, is the volunteers, are you still looking for young men, or is that for anyone who would like to volunteer?
Oh, for the Malcolm X Foundation, anybody can volunteer.
Anybody.
We all give tours, get educated on the history of Omaha, educated on the history of Malcolm X, and learn more about our culture and heritage, and be able to share that with other people. So we always need people to do that. The garden always volunteers, because there's a half-acre garden at Malcolm X, which we built in 2018, and it's one of the most phenomenal gardens in the city. And so if you want to learn how to grow your own food, you can do that as well.
I didn't even know that. So you say that you guys are growing your own food. So how can one get involved in receiving any of this food? Or how does that work? Is it distributed or?
Yeah, most of the people that grow their own food, they keep their food. Now, sometimes they'll give it away if they want to. And then there are some garden beds that are specifically grown by the organization where food is grown to give away. But primarily for business in the neighborhood, organizing, neighbors are asked to participate in the garden so that they can learn how to self-sustain. Because Malcolm X self-sustain.
Oh, okay. Okay, so people could come and join this and start their own garden.
Yep.
In that area.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, okay. And is that free, or is there a fee to do that?
It's free. It's free.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, some people like to get out there and do that garden. I can't say I got these nails. I don't know if that will work for me.
Somebody they can dig in the dirt.
Yeah, I mean, but that sounds really interesting. I am impressed with that. Really, I did not know anything of it. That's why we have this show, so we can get this information out there. So I do know some people who do like gardening, and so hopefully they'll listen to this show. I'm going to let them know that is a project that is available if they're interested in doing that. I think that's amazing. Do you have a lot of participants in that project?
Typically, it's about 20 gardeners that come out that specifically do their plots. Every year, it's a different rotation because different people come, different people leave. So it's a learning experience for the season, primarily.
So are you one of the teachers of that program?
Not anymore.
To teach?
Not anymore. Okay. My role now is.
Oh, yeah, you CEO. I'm sorry, my bad.
Do the day-to-day. We have an executive director now, Joanna LaFleur, who's been with the organization for quite some time, and so she coordinates the programming now. So if you call, that's who you'd reach.
Wow, that is like amazing. I love that. That's that's really good. Um, and so your role now as the CEO is basically you're promoting the Malcolm X Center. You're teaching those that want to learn more about what the Malcolm X Center stands for. Correct?
So yeah, as the board president, and I'm glad you asked this question because a lot of black-led organizations, people tend to get it confused. They expect black-led organizations to work differently than traditional nonprofit organizations, and we're all bound by the same rules, by the same laws. And so when an organization or traditional nonprofit gets a board chair and has a board, they tend to assign a person to do the day-to-day activities. That's called an executive director. That's the person
Okay.
promoting the organization, telling everybody about it, establishing the programs, getting the volunteers, setting the budget, setting the goals and ambitions for the year, etc. The board's job is to govern that person, bring resources in, and build new networks and new opportunities for the organization as a whole. So my role now is to build opportunities for the organization as a whole. So not necessarily be the face or the spokesperson, but more or less build opportunities so that our director, our staff, and volunteers benefit so that they can benefit the community.
Okay. All right. All right. I got that. I love it. So within that, I know you do that. I'm sure there's some other things outside of that that you also are doing at this time.
Yeah, for sure. I run a moving business called Somebody with a Truck, and that's my entrepreneurial venture, as you have in the ticker down there. I'm an entrepreneur. So Somebody with a Truck is an entrepreneurial venture that I got into back in 2020 formally. Now I had always done moving on the side after I started doing gardening because my gardening led me to buy a box truck so I can carry around tools. But then when the season was over with, in the wintertime, it didn't have anything to do with the truck. So I started advertising it as an opportunity to move and deliver furniture for people. Well, that took off, and that was a way for me to sustain myself as an organizer and continue to do my community work that I was doing. And so in 2020, I reestablished that business and incorporated and started hiring young men from the community. And we would go do moving, and we still do that to this day. Now, I don't know what it'll look like in 2024 because there are some new opportunities for me that are arising that might take up a lot more time. So I'm looking to see where the company's going to go from here. But I've been doing moving for a few years now, almost probably over a decade.
Well, I may need to get you to help me move because I'm gonna be moving. I'm gonna be moving here shortly, and I've gotten to a certain age where I just can't do it all anymore. So I may be looking into you to come and help me out. I appreciate that, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be interested in that because we have to move, and moving companies are very important. I did use the moving company the last time I moved, and it was great. I was like so glad I did because for many years I did a whole lot of it myself. So, but that's good. Congratulations on your business, and I'm glad that it's still flourishing. And hopefully within this show, you'll get some people that need some assistance in that endeavor. So you have your entrepreneurship with your moving company. You're in charge at the Malcolm X. Is there anything additionally that you're involved in or starting?
Yeah, a number of things. So, and like I said,
Let's give us one more.
well, one of the things as a community organizer, the primary role of a community organizer is to find resources in community, again, and attach them to the solutions that are already available and expand on those solutions so the community doesn't have a large problem or a large issue anymore. And so one of the issues that we found back in 2019, and it had already existed for years, was Black children were being suspended at a disproportionate rate, especially in the largest school district in Omaha, which is Omaha Public Schools. And so through the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, we were able to start an initiative called the Justice for Kids Initiative, which was specific to preventing suspensions for pre-K to second grade kids. So we're talking about kindergartners, first graders, and second graders were being suspended from school. Now, this is an age where psychologically they can't even comprehend what a suspension is. They go home, they play for a day, and come back with the same behaviors. So we didn't see any reason why children should be suspended from school. So through a lot of organizing efforts and trips to Lincoln and advocating on behalf of the youth, eventually in 2022, we were able to put in legislation LB 632, and that legislation passed last year, preventing suspensions for pre-K to second grade students statewide. So it started off with the disproportionality in Omaha public schools, and we found out that that disproportionality existed in other cities, and we were able to pass legislation that banned it statewide. So now no child pre-K, first grade, second grade, or kindergarten will be suspended from school. They'll be given an opportunity to correct the behavior in school and continue on with their education without missing those formative years.
I think that's absolutely amazing. I agree that at that age, comprehension, isn't like there. And suspension, they don't even really probably understand what even that means. You
Right.
know, so I love it. Thank you for going to bat on that. I I think a lot of people may not know that either. I didn't know that, but maybe some people who have children probably know it. But thank you for fighting for that. I think that is amazing.
Yes.
Um,
Thank you.
I think that is amazing. So, with working in that, is there any kind of a program that you do have for that age bracket that can give them, some positiveness in their behavior?
Right on.
Like,
Yes, yes.
is,
So the follow up that work, it's not over with. And we didn't quit on our kids because we got that legislation passed. The next step is to work with behavioral health organizations and mend the relationship between the school districts and those organizations and build capacity for those organizations so that they can work with families to help reduce the behaviors that the families are experiencing. Because the behaviors in schools are only a symptom of what's happening at home. And educators know this, administrators know this. So what we're trying to do is help now those families reduce those behaviors, knowing that educators have to deal with those children in the classroom. Another thing that I'm doing, that I'm a board member of Leaders to Legends Homeschool Co-op, which is a Black-led homeschool cooperative for parents who do take their children out of school, out of traditional school, and decide to homeschool. We have a co-op.
um,
We have a co-op on 14th and Ogden. It is led by Dr. LaDonna Griffin, who was a former school principal in OPS for 26 years, and she started a homeschool cooperative. So some of those parents get together and they share resources, curriculum, etc., and they help teach their children together in a collaborative space. So I'm a board member of
oh,
the organization, and we are building programming now. I will be specifically working with the young men this year of 2024 and helping them build discipline among their male population in that school.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to put a little birdie in your ear because I did have a guest on the show, retired Franklin Thompson.
Okay.
Uh, he was a councilman and also an educator, and he spoke. And I'm going to try to get you a copy of that sent to you because he spoke about there needs to be more men taking initiative to instill into the young men, and to help build, and that he was interested. He actually is a substitute teacher still for the Omaha Public Schools, and he did say he wanted to work with the youth and help continue to build. So I'm going to try to link you guys together because it sounds like you guys are kind of on the same page. He's on into the education and keeping that going for the young men, and also being a example and helping in that sense. And I think that you guys could collaborate on this. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. Are you
So
familiar with him?
I am. Yep. I've worked with Franklin before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was talking the same language that you're speaking on the young people, and we definitely need to invest in our young people because they are our future. And somebody helped us, somebody taught us, and so it's our duty to pass that information and help along the way.
Right.
So these sound like amazing things that you're doing, and you just keep up that good work. I want to ask you one last question. If you could leave a positive message to our young people, to anyone who's trying to build businesses, entrepreneurship, if you could just leave us a nice message to fester in, what would it be?
It would be that every individual is responsible for working on themselves when nobody's looking. It's so important to do self-development because that's what's going to show up in real time in the real world when we meet a real test. So we got to prepare for that in the private time. So it's important to do the work behind the scenes on ourselves in order to make an impact.
Wow. You know what? Self-worth, I agree 100%. I want to thank you so much. It seems like it went pretty fast, but it was a lot of information. I appreciate you for sharing everything with us. Again, if you could drop again information of how to reach you if people are wanting to know more about what you have going on or be a part of it, if you could drop that information one more time for us, that so they can reach out to you.
Oh yeah, if you want to reach me, you can send me an email, leo@visionarylion.com. If you want to work with the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, go to www.malcolmxfoundation.org. And you can also call the 800 number that you find online if you Google Malcolm X Memorial Foundation. But if you need help with community organizing or community engagement, you want to build your organization or build capacity for organization or create programming, you can be directed. And that's leo@visionarylion.com.
Amazing. Thank you so much, guys. You can always watch the replay if you didn't catch all that now. But I thank you, and I am going to definitely be promoting you. I look forward to maybe connecting some more because I'm definitely into helping the youth. I'm into now this. I was listening to you about the gardening and the natural because food is expensive these days, so we might end up all back in the field growing to survive here. But I'm just saying, But amazing work. I'm always proud of entrepreneurs and those that really get into the community and really support our community. And I see that you do a good job at that. And I'm excited for your future with what you are going to be doing. I know it's a lot more, but we said we were going to limit it. But he does a lot, you guys, and it's for that it's for our community. All right, it's for the community. So thank you so much. I appreciate you for coming on the show, for saying yes. Leo Lewis, he is definitely a name that rings out here. So you guys keep your ears open and eyes open to what Mr. Leo is going to have going on out here for us, okay? So thank you, Mr. Leo. I appreciate you. My Curvy Life appreciate you. I hope that you will continue your endeavor. I support you 100%. And I'm sure our paths are going to cross again.
Right on. Thank you.
All right. Well, everybody, Curvy Life, I'm going to say good night tonight. And thank you again. Bye.
Everybody hands go up. And they stay there. And they stay there. And they stay there.